What's up, guys? Welcome to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Today is a week 187 update of my journey to rewind my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight, living a high protein, low carb lifestyle. Today's video is going to get started in just a minute, but first, did you see this right here? That's an open window. The windows are open in my house because the temperatures are beautiful. It was 57 degrees Fahrenheit for the low temperature this morning. It's just about 70 degrees now, so that means this is your reminder to get outside and enjoy this weather, because we're in North Texas, if it's this nice here, it's gonna be really nice where you are. So don't waste a beautiful day like this. Go out, move your body. I am going to go out to the garage gym, lift some weights, and then I'm gonna get this weekly video started. But this was your reminder, no excuses, just go take a walk, minimally, just do something, move your body, because goals don't work unless you do. So I'll be back after my workout and let's get this weekly video started.
One eternity later.
And I'm back. Okay, so let's jump into today's video. Let's start off with the past week. I had a very, very busy week. Like, this is a super busy time of year. I made it through there, but I thought of a few ways that I could make my journey come together a little bit better. So for those of you that are just now like finding me, for the past, I want to say at least this year, I have been on this like, I've been trying to figure out like the roots of the problems, working on like the mental health, figuring out what I want to do, setting up my own goals and guidelines to like make this journey or this comeback make sense for me. So I have been putting together all those pieces, and the last piece that I'm adding today is counting macros. So, but before I jump into that, let's talk about why or how I got to this point. I didn't want to throw too many things at myself at once because I'm trying to take this slow. As much as I've resisted the urge, oh my gosh, so hard in like the past month and a half to go extreme. Like every day I wake up and I don't see that huge change in my clothes from like the day before. It makes me fight the urge to go back to those extremes. But what I did learn is those extremes didn't work. While I got results really fast and I dropped like 130 pounds just over a year, yeah, but it created a whole new set of problems, and I didn't really learn the lesson. I just learned the extremes, and it didn't make it a lifestyle. It made it a diet. It was why I didn't fix the problems that created the issues in the first place. So this time around, I'm going slow, and I will say it's been very hard to resist that urge to like rip it down to like 1,200 calories, you know, super extreme, lots of it's just been hard to resist those urges. So, but I will say, this time around, I feel like I'm just in a better place. Like I'm okay with the pace that it's going because I'm happy in so many other areas. The only thing that I haven't seen on the scale is like huge losses every week. But what I'm doing is not feeling like a diet, and that means I'm on the right track. So it's like you can have the approach where you slingshot forward and maybe you can keep that weight off, or you can take the more slow and steady approach and just make those gradual changes that make this a lifestyle and not something that you're gonna just yo-yo and not fix anything. So once I hit that reset button and made the decision to figure out the mental health, the triggers, you know, examine what I've been doing, and then we'll come up with, Jess, how do you want to eat? What are your thoughts in this matter? So I decided to take out all the extremes and get to a more moderate approach with the rules that make sense to me, that are something that I can like make this whole journey worthwhile. You know, it's kind of like I want to live in the maintenance section of the weight loss. So I just need to dial it back a whisker, you know, so I'm losing like a pound a week, you know, a much slower pace, so that I kind of don't even notice I'm doing this, right? And then it gets to the point where I get to my maintenance level, I know how to maintain it. I don't need to do extremes to maintain it. You know what I mean? So working smart, not hard. So now that I know what I want to eat, I came to terms with the fact that I'm not eating keto, I'm just eating high protein, low carb, and being super satisfied with the way I'm eating. And that's because that's what I want to, that's how I envision, you know, healthy eating, what healthy eating to me looks like. So, and then at the same time, I don't feel like I'm committing any crimes, you know, so it's just, that's where I'm at. So I figured out the emotional side of things. I figured out how and what I want to eat. I figured out a workout routine, and another important one, I learned how to make meal prepping work for me. And then this is the last leg of the puzzle, and that is, okay, I've got all those things going. Let's keep a food diary. And that to me, when you keep a food diary, it's not always about weight loss. It's about opening your eyes to the perception of reality versus what you think you're doing. So I know that, like, I hopped on the scale this morning, I didn't have any weight loss, which I know I came off of a birthday a week ago, so I was probably up a pound or two. You know, I went out and hung out with some friends this weekend. We had alcohol, so I know there's like things that I could have, you know, cleaned up or avoided, but that's not what it's about. I want to see with my eyes, you know, what is going in my body. So like a food diary kind of is like, all right, it's a snapshot in your day, and it points out areas that you forget about. You know, like I'll always write down, well, I had, you know, this much protein, this, and this, and this, but did I calculate all the extras in my head too? So it's kind of like just a visualization of if you're on the right track, and letting you see how fast or how slow things add up in your food journal. I'm using Carb Manager because I've been using it since, I don't know, 6 months into my journey. I've been using it, so I'm familiar with it. But like MyFitnessPal, Chronometer, is that how you say that one? I mean, there's a bunch of food diaries out there, but it just is like your body writes down what you don't necessarily log into the diary. So it's like the body and the scale isn't gonna lie, and it's a great tool to figure out if you're on the right track or not. Also, so that you visualize what a proper serving looks like, so that you don't have to track your macros all the time. I am not guaranteeing that I'm gonna do this more than a week. My schedule's really busy right now, so if I get a week of tracking in, that's gonna be huge for me. But after a week of tracking, I will have a better idea of the areas that I can clean up. And I do want to make sure I'm hitting my protein macros. Like, I really am stressing protein above all the other macros. So as for what macros I'm setting myself to, in Carb Manager, I selected the high protein option for the macros, and that essentially is for percentages. That's 25, 40, 35. So that's 25% carbs, 40% protein, 35% fat is like the makeup of my daily calories. And that's approximately, or my goals, you know, like I'm not gonna go exact, but my goal is like 100 or so less carbs in a day, around 180 grams of protein, which is a lot, but it's doable, and 70 or so grams of fat. And that's just like on an average day. And also adding to that, I typically work out Monday through Friday, have very busy days. If I don't get a workout in, I'm just gonna dial back a little on the calories overall. So like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to be aiming for about 2,000 calories. If I don't work out, I'm gonna be down to about 1,800. And that's just because if I'm working out, you kind of wanna make sure you're eating enough to fuel those workouts and that kind of thing. But I'll tell you, I've been very satisfied hitting high protein macros. And the main thing is eating a higher protein amount leaves you feeling fuller longer. It helps you build those muscles that you just tore apart in your workout. Because that's basically what protein is. It's not really a fuel source. It's repair, rebuild all the lean muscle and stuff in your body. So, and carbs and fat are that lever to be your energy source. But I did want to mention that I am doing this and sharing it because this is what's working for me. I don't recommend you copying what I do. If you like keto numbers, go for keto. If you're not doing, or you don't believe or buy into the high protein thing, do what works for you. Like, this is about making the lifestyle sustainable and that works for you. There's no right or wrong answer. So at the end of the day, you do you. So, but my main thing is, the way I've been eating lately, where it's kind of more of like a Mediterranean style, high protein, genre. And I have felt so good because I love bold flavors. I love lots of vegetables. I love the good healthy fats, and I love all the protein that's in the, in the bowl of dinner. And then they've been really easy to meal prep right now, a big batch of those things. So, and it makes it really satisfying to eat something and be happy with how you ate and it not feel like you've committed a crime. So basically, that's kind of like the goal here. I tried last week to do kind of more of like a cyclical keto. I didn't end up doing it. It kind of got too complicated, so I just ate the same way I'm talking about this week. But if I do work out, I do have higher carbs planned out for those days. And those carb sources are coming from vegetables. All the vegetables. Specifically sweet potatoes, so they're a little bit higher in carb. But those carbs are not high processed carbs. There's a big difference. So I'm eating basically a very minimally processed diet, where most of my carbohydrate sources are coming from vegetables. A high protein diet where I'm not supplementing with protein shakes and bars and stuff either. Like, I know that I need about 8 ounces of meat per meal to hit that 180-ish grams of protein I'm after. So that means for breakfast I'm having lots of Greek yogurt. I like Greek yogurt, and instead of doing like 3 whole eggs, I do 2 egg whites and 1 whole egg. So I'm still getting like the color of the omelet that I'm looking for, and I still have the flavor of the good fat that came in the whole egg, but I'm saving some of that fat source for later in the day. So lunch, I'm aiming for like turkey burgers or some type of burger, and I'm doing like 2 burgers, like 2 half-pound like raw burgers. So when they're cooked, they're a little smaller than that, but with like mustard and a bunch of vegetables on the side, like a salad or something to put on that. And then dinner, I'm gonna have like grilled chicken with like a vegetable medley. So like a riced cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, onions, peppers, just loads of flavor with like some Greek vinaigrette sprinkled on top. I mean, it seems so simple and it's so colorful, it's so satisfying, but that's like a typical, like how I envisioned myself to eat. And that's what's working for me right now. So, and again, goals only work unless you do. So it all matters. All these little details do matter, but doing this huge, enormous, like zap of change into your routine does make, in my opinion, like a recipe for disaster. Those extremes can't be sustained. And if you're eating in a way that you don't want to eat, that will also likely end in rebounding. So, and if I could be any more clear on that, look at what has happened to me and how I'm coming back from that, because I learned my lesson, because we're thrown all types of lessons at us all the time, and we don't truly learn them until we have a different response to that same trigger, that same hurdle, that same obstacle. And it's just like, you kind of want to work smart, not hard, like why would you eat a certain way if you don't buy into that 100%? you know. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Look for some videos towards the end of the week. I'm going to be filming like what I'm eating in a day videos, logging those things in Carb Manager so that you can see how that all looks like for me as an inspiration for you and your journey. But those videos will be towards the end of the week. So anyways, don't forget, go move your body, go enjoy these temperatures. And just if you just do something, it doesn't have to be an actual walk, but just open those doors in your house, windows, get that fresh air and feel and enjoy the fall temperatures that are coming. So anyways, I will see you at the next one. I am Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye.